Hello and good evening, everyone. And it truly is a good evening here. We are where we are gathered for this late night race at Jets of Time. I am Lord Batsy, and tonight I am joined on comms by Pyrexia, always a lovely partner.
Hello. Run for exciting race.
Yes, this should be very exciting. We're going to see Nate face off against Phone. These are the finalists in the Jurassic Rhythm Cup, which has been a single elimination tournament built on our standard race flags, which are standard item treasure quality and boss rando, things like that, as well as gear rando and healing item rando. So it's just slightly spicier than normal. And these are the two who have survived to the end so far. These last batches are going to be a best of 3, and this is match 1.
Yeah, a lot of exciting races this tournament. Can't wait to see what these two do.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we'll be getting started in just a second, and we will see what kind of seed we have in store.
Early pendant would be fun.
That would be.
But keep the gate key far away.
It's always easier when it's just one. When it's just one, honestly. When you have to choose, it doesn't feel good, yeah. Alright, and here we are off. Looks like Frog and possibly Magus, yep. Frog was named Deans, which I think has something to do with sardines, but that's all I know.
Sounds fishy to me.
Yeah, haha. And sometimes we call this pairing, Team Buddy Cop. Got the jolly one and the cranky one.
I don't hate it. It's a very... there's no synergy, technically, but they do work well together. Magus screen clears, Frog physical attack and heals.
Yeah, either of them is a pretty good character in there, on their own. So it's not the worst start for sure.
Right, and they're off. Changing their settings, always a good start.
Yep. I know that I have at times it's a little tricky in the race rooms. Sometimes if you click directly on the link, it'll open in a browser instance that doesn't have you logged in. Or not logged in, because you don't log into the Jets of Time site, but it does remember your preferences. And sometimes if you click straight off of there, you accidentally download a seed without your settings set.
Okay. But see, you can set it up pretty easy if you don't forget.
It's true.
So they both opted for the Denadora first fight, which will get them... I'll get Frog attack, I don't know about Magus.
Yeah, Magus probably won't get techs off of this. Frog should get the 2. And it looks like we were out of sync at the start, but it looks like they're pretty well synced up now.
Yeah, also looks like name his Batsy, or his Magus Batsy?
Yes, Magus is Batsy, because it's my castle. I claimed it.
Of course.
And,
Your lordship.
Yep. Whereas Phone seems to have luckily drawn both Dragon and Tank, and in that order for his party, so that's fun. I'm looking forward to see on both sides what these other characters are gonna be.
Yeah, for those that don't know, you can preset your character names. So, I feel like they have fun with it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't miss the cosmetic tabs when you're generating on the website. All sorts of nice options there.
Yep, and looks like Nate's gonna raid the desert. I don't think he's gonna go boss here. Okay, good. Makes the skip.
Just going for the sword. That is an okay on Blade if Chrono shows up. Speed +1 on it.
And Blade is okay.
Alright, I think we have regular Lapises this time. That's exciting because I feel like it's just been Lapis M almost every race so far. Yeah, it was both over 200 HP. I think it was 250, and it was HP at all. The Lapis M will heal party-wide MP, but it can be tricky to play with because you lose a source of full party healing, especially if you want to run a party that's a little more, you know, offense focused. Okay, Prism Shard on Carpenter.
There we go. Okay, what did I miss?
The Prism Shard
stuff.
was on Carpenter. That's about it, I think.
Okay, no snail stop check?
I don't think I've seen one yet.
There's still plenty to do.
Yeah, everyone has their own opening route. I always get confused on like anyone else's because I'm just so used to the way I do it, and I think a lot of players are the same. Okay,
Yeah, it's hard to deviate when the seed's not pointing you anywhere.
Alright.
What was that?
That was the bent hilt at Snail Stop that we saw just now.
We have a frog, so we're technically one piece from go mode. The Batsy go mode.
Yes, with frog and one sword piece on the table, we are only one item away from visiting Batsy's castle. I know phone dislikes that go mode typically because it does take a lot longer, but you know, when you get it early in a jet seed, it's sometimes a lot more difficult to choose whether you want to go hunting for another mode with a bunch of checks still open.
Mm-hmm. And we do have phone getting that first character, a cathedral.
Yes.
If it's Marl, the shell is in play.
Yeah, absolutely. With that rainbow shell out there, I'm sure both players are going to be keeping at least one eye out for Marl.
Okay. We got the stream back on Nate's side.
Excellent. Picking up that speed tab. Nate's stream did start quite ahead in the beginning. That might have been part of that pause.
Just sync up.
Yeah, alright, sounds good. Mian has confirmed that we were just syncing up. We didn't miss anything, and we should be good now.
Nice. Oh, and we get Luca as our cathedral character.
Excellent. You always love to see a Luca. Her name...
This is not the worst team, you know? You can run this to the end.
Absolutely. Her name is Ceres, I think, after our series. Probably.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. It's kind of funny it's not Robo's name, but that's why this is fun. Alright, Nate has run upstairs just to turn in the Prism Shard, I think, but you do need, I think, to have recruited Marl to drop it off, I believe.
It looked like the king accepted it. Maybe you just can't complete it without Marl?
I
Unless
didn't
I missed that.
see I didn't see any text boxes pop up, so I thought that maybe it wasn't doing anything. But I think yeah, there is some. I think you do need Marl to turn it in, and I think it has to do with like there's a really obscure soft lock that is technically possible, especially in other flag sets like Chronosanity. But it has to do with that, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, so phone
Ooh,
heads back
Nate
to
did not wait long enough.
Donadoro. Yeah, well, he was right on the edge of that pipe down what do you know, but just a little too fast.
Yeah, it's a tricky timing.
For sure.
And it's ooh,
Ooh,
reset on
there was
pendant?
that
Really?
pendant. Interesting. Well, I mean, he knows where it is right now. Well, I suppose, gosh, he was just peeking that maybe because he hasn't even picked up Luca from front of Cathedral. So that makes sense why you would reset out of that first thing. He
Oh,
might,
you, you're right. He went right to the cathedral.
yeah. So he might go back for it. We'll see. Because it's true, doing that with only 2 characters might have been a recipe for disaster. Only R can take this pop. Okay. So, okay.
So,
No, you can drop off the prism shard. Clearly, because Phone has done it. Marl is clearly the R to Luca's series. And, for now...
what could it spell out? Dragon Tank R series so far.
Gosh. Okay, visiting Melchior at the fair.
He's always guaranteed to have shelters.
Yep, revives and shelters.
Great early shot. Cash in anything you don't want to use.
And he sells at least middling weapons for the characters who need them. So that can be useful in the beginning of the game as well.
A guaranteed tier upgrade from the starter gear. And Nate is going back to Cathedral. I wonder if this is just for the bromide and loot, or if it's a full clear.
Yes, we will see. I'm sure he at least wants the bromide. Comes with one of every tab, which is always very useful, especially in the randomizer.
Yeah, those tabs, especially speed, can make or break fast run.
Absolutely. Speed is a hugely important stat, and sometimes every little bit of damage counts, so the others are not to be missed for sure.
No luck in the tech department for screen clears, it looks like, on phone side and Heckrin.
Not yet. We got a fire one. Magus has Dark Bomb coming, and that's just only an AoE. Looks like Nate is going to go into the back of Cathedral, so we're going to see who is at the end of this character check in a minute.
Yep, and this should be a relatively easy boss fight here for 3 characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Heckrin not being a problem, except it's slow going.
Yeah, for sure. I'm wondering if Phone is taking this fight with 2 of them because it will get him something like Dark Bomb will let him clear the next one at least a little more quickly than he would have with just casting fire and or even the water that Frog just learned. Water is a notoriously slow spell.
Yeah, Dark Bomb is not a great one for this fight, but at least getting a 2-for-1 special.
Yeah, for sure. At least those two came together. Can finish off that last one with another fire and or water.
Okay, so phone side, I think R and series go together, so there should be one more enemy pair of names.
Yes, unless there's also a group of 3 or something. So we'll have to
Ooh,
see.
yeah.
Luckily, this encounter is set up well for Dark Bomb and or Napalm, which I saw Luca also learn on phone side.
Okay, that's a great pickup. And
There
Dark
we
Matter.
go. There's Dark
Okay.
Matter.
There is no more problems. Except for the few shadow-resistant enemies.
For sure. I know Phone is a big fan of the desert grind, and Dark Matter will do it, so we will see. Nate, meanwhile, faces a vanilla Hecarim. Not Hecarim, I'm sorry, Yakra in the back of Cathedral.
Are we sure Boss Rando's on?
We will see. But, no, typically, there's always a few.
Yeah, this is straight vanilla. If it was Yakra 13th, it'd be French vanilla.
Alright, Megas on phone side has also learned Black Hole, which is useful as well.
But yeah, for those who don't know, Magus, Ayla, and Robo are the 3 characters who don't need their magic unlocked. So Magus has no cap to the technical once.
Yes, correct. The other 4 characters can only learn free text before they need to visit Specchio to have that limit lifted.
Pendant would get us there, but is the slowest way to get to End of Time.
For sure. Alright, Phone is facing a regular Slash. Mangus is unfortunately not in a good black hole spot for right now. We'll see what the Dark Matter does. Unfortunately, not too much. Slash does have higher than average magic defense.
Yeah. But at least we can confirm Boss Rando is on.
Yes, indeed.
And, well, Nate's gonna see what our 4th character's gonna be.
Yup. And there we go. Luckily, Slash moves around a lot, and then we can get him at the black hole, which should do a little more. Yeah. Alright. Character number 4. Alright, we have Marl. We have, well, presumably R on phone side. We will see. I did not catch that. The
Not at all.
buttoning is very quick, but we will catch it eventually.
Well, if Yara puts her in the party.
I'm figuring we'll see it in a menu at some point.
I don't know. You Jets players are so fast in the menu.
Butte. Named after BeautyInDiscovery, who of course is tracking for us tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, big shout out to BeautyInDiscovery for being a late night tracker on the late night crew. Oh, phone looks like they just finished their Slash fight.
Yep, looks like that is done.
So we'll get a key item check once we get to Robin's house. While Nate's gonna grind desert.
Yeah, it looks like, you know, we couldn't see, but it looks like that Marl had ice too, because I was wondering how he was going to clear desert encounters, and that is how.
Yeah, that puts Dark Matter. If he doesn't have it already, he'll get it soon.
And Phone has found the jerky at the end of Hecarim Cave. Unfortunately, that will not lead to progress. It may lead to good treasure, but we will see.
Yeah, but how good is this jerky that, like, it's, you know, feeds their family for who knows how long?
It's like the lembas bread of jerky, where you just have to nibble at it and then you're full, I guess.
Ugh.
That
I need
must
to
be
wash
how
it down
it
with some
works.
Thomas Pop.
Exactly.
Okay, Phone is gonna see that the pendant is on bridge.
Yes, indeed. And Phone has completed a couple more checks now, so let's see if he decides to focus on this right now.
With 3 characters, I don't see, you know, it just makes so much sense to go for it.
Yeah, for certain.
Oh, and that is +2 to the now.
Yep, that is the weakest they can roll, but you know, they're still, you still don't say no to them. You want them to get up to 4, but you still don't say no to power tops.
I wonder if we dump him on Frog or save him for a rainy day. Hopes for Ayla or Chrono.
That's the question.
And a slow Xenon Bridge crawl is afoot. This Nate is gonna... Oh, I thought it was going for Hecarim. Gonna do shopping first.
Yeah, looks like Nate's gonna visit Melchior as well. Alright. Ozzy is dropping a Cali Blade +3, so... Well, at this point, I'm sure the runners would love to see Chrono a little more than they already did. That would
still no idea where he is.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's peeked Burrow yet, or if they did, I didn't see. But I don't think we've seen him yet. But, you know, you talk about using your power tabs or saving them for a rainy day. That Cali Blade would make me hesitate to use them on Frog. And, yes, Marl was back of Cath.
Didn't one of them find the blade piece?
The blade piece was
Oh no, that's on the prism shard. Okay.
There was one on... it was on Snail Stop, and the jerky was on, Hecarim Cave, yeah. What was on the prism shard? It was the Thomas Pop. Yes, the Thomas Pop.
Okay. So I don't see Burrow check anytime soon then without Hero's Metal or a sword to forge. Unless you really like news.
Yeah, it's true. And it's funny, this has definitely been a run with perhaps a higher than usual number of peaked checks that we don't have on the tracker. So we'll do our best to keep track of where everything is.
Yeah. No tracker for no knowing where it is.
Alright, Phone is through that bridge boss very quickly.
Probably jerky turn in. Oh, goes up to the desert. Definitely strong enough for it.
Looks like we're stopping at the desert. clear that with dark matter.
And does not disappoint.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Nate is good on tech points. He didn't take that last jar fight that can get you 25 tech points.
Yeah. Like, still has room to grow before he needs magic unlocked.
Yeah, for sure. Alright.
Oh, I'm bringing Luca back in. Okay.
Bringing Luca back. She might be a little more capable of magical damage right now than Marl. Well, especially knowing that this boss is coming for us. I'm sure Nate didn't know, but that was the play, as Slash is immune to water.
But not immune to dark matter. Okay. Decent damage, but still gonna be a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, definitely one of the tougher bosses that can appear in these spots, just because his defense is so good.
Yeah, and Phone did just pretty smart move is dropped a silver set on Magus.
Excellent thought. Given that dark matter costs 20 MP, that should help him cast a lot more of them.
Frog won't have to be an alchemist.
Okay, Phone is gonna dip out and dip into. We're gonna check the shop here.
Spend all our money on tents.
Alright, and sheltering up possibly for a Denaduro play, saving over all 3 slots.
Just so you can't
Alright.
accidentally hit the wrong one.
Alright, the mountain meta is officially in play as Nate picks up his jerky.
Yep, this will be interesting to see what's up here. Phone has the pendant. He can go to future whenever he wants.
Yes, that is very true.
Right side, he's like the normal level for this area. It's a little bit higher. It's not gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And a little late, but Nate has pet the cat. So here we go.
Oh, Nate takes the lead. Just like that.
Just like that. Okay, Phone is gonna run us up Duro here. That should just take a couple of minutes. And Nate, it looks like, might be going back to commit to Xenon Bridge. Now with a full party, and with that Ice 2 on Marl, this will be faster for sure than it was for Phone.
Yeah, and I hope Nate does branch to the future so we have a more divergent.
Yeah, I'd love to see some route splitting. So we will see what is up at the top of this mountain.
Yep, and hopefully Phil remembers to stop for the rock. There's one of the few colored rocks here.
Yes, we're gonna see one of the triple tech rocks up on Denaduro Mountains, and those, of course, are high-level accessories in Gear Endo, and can roll extra effects, even if you're not going to use the triple tech, so we're always keen to see those.
Oh, and mountains are nice. Did you know that?
Look at the mountains. They are so nice.
We follow some sage up on a hill and get magic power bonus.
Alright, and +3, at least those rolled high.
Luca or Magus is going to be really happy. Ooh, a rage fan's good to see.
Alright, there's the speed tab. Up to the treasure chest, and should catch the rock right here. Silver rock plus. Alright, spin strike with hit +10. Okay, so that's of questionable
Kinda
usefulness,
terrible.
but I mean, depends on what happens.
If you need Luca
here.
to do physical damage, or I guess Marl.
If you need Robo to stop missing. He's not on the
or,
table
hey,
right now.
Robo
though.
insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Or if you were running Chronos early, he can use that too sometimes. But, with the current characters, you know, it could help front some, but...
Does extra hit give you more crit chance, or...?
I don't think it does. I think it just makes you miss less.
That's still important.
Yep.
Phone's not taking out Estimate in one hit.
No, unfortunately, both players have had trouble so far getting, you know, large sources of damage on the table. It's a little bit of a slow start.
Yeah. But we have screen clears. It'll get better.
It will.
Is that, oh, Giga Mutant. Yeah, so this one you can use it on?
Giga Mutant, you can only use magic on, and you need to kill both pieces.
Okay. Well, we're equipped for that. And we get a Flea Plus. Is she easier or harder?
Flea Plus is a little bit easier. Flea still has the same margin for the nasty counterattack at 50% HP, but Plus is vulnerable to most status effects, possibly all status effects. But
Okay.
yeah, we don't have Hypno Wave or anything like that.
Okay, Frog goes mad here. Under Flea's gaze. Knocks out Magus, that's fun. Because they don't protect.
Yep, it takes out Tank. That said, with someone down, the stair can't go off, so a phone may be opting for that strategy.
Just forsake the tech points on Magus.
Yeah, you know, I don't think this fight gives you that many, so it's probably... It's not an amount I worry about, you know, not like you would at the end of a Go mode dungeon, and it's literally hundreds.
Yeah, and I guess not also when you already have Dark Matter.
Alright, there goes Flea.
There. So we'll see at the top of the mountain.
Adam Helm +2. Nate's turning in jerky, I think.
Yeah, probably gonna do this and then rush to the future.
Ooh. It's a
Haste
Helm.
all.
That is lovely. That is really nice.
VIP jerky tonight. And Phone's gonna get something special here.
It's the bent sword. Alright, so
we are
now...
technically no mode.
Yep, here we are in no mode for Magus's castle with that last piece on Snail Stop. What is Phone gonna do here? As Nate rushes the future.
If Phone just snap picks that Go mode, we've got a really good shot of winning, you know, game 1 here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that Phone has picked up a decent amount of treasure so far. You know, like there's some pretty good armor on the table already. Okay, now a Phone is coming to pick up the jerky as well. And it's the Haste Helm, so I'm sure he's happy to have that.
Yep, and who does he put it on?
Looks like he's pondering
There
a
we go.
little bit, but wound up on Magus there, whereas Nate put it on Marl, who has gone to prison.
Okay, Phone's selling stuff here, so I think this is a play to get enough money to go buy Go Mode.
Yeah, it's looking like. I mean, we're a half hour in. That is a very quick time to get Go Mode. So if you're ever gonna take the slowest and safest one, let's be fair,
Yeah,
this might be the time.
like who doesn't want to go see a nice Gothic castle?
Exactly. Yep, here we go. We are fixing the sword.
You think we get a burrow check and hope for a change up here or not?
I kind of hope we at least get a check. I'm really curious as to who's in there.
Oh, also, I didn't notice Nate flexing and doing the prison break with the Princess Agardia.
Mm-hmm. Who is now in prison for stealing her own property because the justice system of Guardia is that broken.
Hey, they only had 400 years to get it right.
Yeah, I know we should really give them a break, cut them some slack. Okay, are we gonna see a Fritz save? I think we are not seeing that on Nate's side there. Alright, Phone has collected the weapon that you can collect from Tabin after reforging the Masamune. It is another Kali Blade +3.
So it'd be cool to see Chrono here.
It would be.
Keep your eyes peeled for our new buddy.
Yep, alright, we are dipping into the woods. Let's see what's to be found here.
No. You better go pet the cat before he goes any too much farther.
It's true. Okay, that's Ayla down
Ayla. Interesting.
there. Looks like we're gonna recruit her.
Once they get to 1200 or 12,000 BC, can they get to end of time then?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so that is one way
after
to unlock
Turing.
magic.
Indeed.
Buff. I don't know what that's a reference to.
Buff,
We might not get the rest of the meetings here.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Might have to ask Phone at the end, like, hey, what were the other names?
Well, speaking of buff, though, we've got the United Masamune over on Nate's side as he's completing the prison break.
Well, that's fun. A proper guard for the castle.
Yep, looks like Ayla started with triple kick, and I'm pretty sure that Frog had leap slash, which gets us drop kick, an incredible source of damage. Magus with Black Hole is also a really good way to damage his evil alter ego up in the castle.
Yep, and it will be a random person in the Magus boss bot mix. So that'll be fun to see. So remembering that's how our magic cave is.
Alright, here we go.
Are these levels too low for Magus Castle?
I didn't see what they were.
About 15 on average.
15 should be okay.
Do you think we take a few extra fights or just not worth it?
I think it depends on how Phone feels about his damage output capability, which, having added Ayla to the party has just skyrocketed, so I think we'll see. But, you can do Magus's castle at a lower level than you can Tyranno, so I think he'll just be okay.
That's my gut instinct too.
Yeah, sometimes that means more grinding in Ocean Palace, but at least there's a good grinding spot there, so I guess that's all you can ask for.
Yep, and Nate gets to the future, and the pendant it comes pre-charged, and with these flags on. As soon as you get to the future, you can start looting those fancy doors.
Yep, we'll see if we get anything worthwhile. And Nate likes to dip into some of the labs here. Get the
And lose
treasure
$500
chest.
to a rat. Oh, sorry, 1,000. Multitasking Nate, healing up while opening the door.
Yep, phone entered Magus's castle at about 38 minutes in. Amulet, full tonic, and the magic tab, of course. That amulet's a nice find.
Yep, easy money, or at least status effects from obstacle, which could matter depending what go mode we get.
Absolutely.
Getting a green dream as well.
Nice to see, definitely, if you have to fight some rough bosses. Alright, we're gonna do the sewer check here. Oh, whoops. We woke up the fish and the eggs.
Yeah, Nate seems to really like his treasure chests.
Yeah, for sure.
Full tonic does not suck, but your opponent's in go mode. This is scary times. But he knows.
Yeah, it's true. Alright. Black hole, which is non-elemental on the skeletons. So they will not absorb that.
And Nate's gonna see our technical 5th character.
Yes, we are about to see whether it is Chrono or Robo back here in Protodome. Dragon Tank as this first boss in Magus's castle. Luckily, that's not too much to handle, especially if you have water or shadow damage.
Yep, Dragon Tank is immune to basically fire and lightning, but everything else is fair game.
Yep. There is Robo, named after Spike, one of our racers in Protodome.
Nice, a vanilla robot.
Okay, that's sending Nate back to 600, possibly to clear desert. Maybe that's what he's feeling.
I mean, it is, you get Robo and you can do desert real quick.
Yeah, it's very true, and he's already cleared a lot of the encounters. Just needs to run in and run out. Robo does have Uzi Punch coming up.
Doesn't look like he put Robo in the party, though.
No, I think he's happy with this one for right now, at least.
It is hinted that Ayla is the great many times great descendant or ascendant of Arl, so they're kind of the same team if you think about it.
Yeah, that is true. Alright, Nate deals with the R series, who, probably do need to get more HP. They dropped a Ruby armor, that's nice. Very good piece of armor.
And we get Giga Gaia in the police spot. Fitting, honestly. He looks good in here. I thought that was a one-shot on Giga Gaia for a second.
Not quite, but still good damage off that dark matter, getting one of the hands down immediately. they cannot hurt you nearly as badly if there's only one of them.
They have nasty teamwork.
Yep, the kind of teamwork you gotta strive for. Okay. Now Nate is also headed up the mountain of destiny.
Okay, so if he finds... What was up here, the sword piece?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it's a vanilla sword piece too, so if he remembers the other piece and goes for it, still has a chance to catch up.
Phone-ish through those bosses after about 5.5 minutes. On to part 2 of the castle.
Yes, the castle of 100 fiends, or closer to 20 of unskippable ones.
I feel like there were times I tried to count, and it might be a lot more than 100, but either way, they give you a very, very approximate number.
And Ozzy's not randomized because, for those who don't know, he is very much a call it a story boss. There's no actual fighting, really.
Yeah,
boss.
yeah. He is a puzzle boss.
Ooh, getting hit by... Ooh, double hit on the guillotine.
Getting the guillotine, recovering nicely at least. Going, grabbing the treasure out of this room. Power seal.
Just another lame power seal. I know we had one already. Oh, there we go.
Okay, phone slipping by that rolly.
Yep, and has to remember where all these invisible holes are.
Yes.
Oh, that last one's a doozy.
Yeah, that may have been on purpose. We'll see. We'll see what he does.
Oh, to maybe get Shelter off?
There's a treasure down here too, so.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, not enough MP to do dark matter.
Well, the skeletons would absorb that anyway, so wouldn't have been the option here.
Oh, okay.
They dropped a lapis though, that's nice.
Yeah, these 250 health lapises are real nice.
They'd either barrier another power seal and a neon suit. Magic tab, and that is the teleport.
Okay, that was a successful harvest.
Oh, excellent. Oops, stopped a little too soon, so phone goes back through the door to reset this room, which is probably a little faster, as long as you can get past that first guy pretty quick. This is the
Wonderful
one
skips
guy.
here.
Yeah, you gotta use your other party members to move him. Wait for that last rolly guy, and boom, very clean.
Yeah, that's a fun one to practice. One of the first ones I really learned. For those of you who want to try, please join the Discord and Game's a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. If you visit our website, which I just linked in the chat, you can join our Discord, you can play the randomizer. That should have everything you need.
Nate getting to the top of the mountain as Phone is hearing the Aussie gauntlet.
Yes, this room, there's one room between him and Ozzy.
Okay. See what Nate does here.
Yep, he is heading towards the present, which may indicate a pickup of the snail stop item. Yep, looks like it.
Yep, right away. Okay, wonder if he stops at the church. To get the other kid from Desert.
Yeah, gosh, has he not done that?
Wait,
Maybe he,
wait, oh, did I miss that?
I mean, I don't think,
I
no.
think he went, yeah, he went, to
yeah.
the mountain for turning it in.
Yep, fair enough. Alright, so that's given him a go mode, but we'll see what this gives him. So we know this can't be a full go mode. We've only got one piece of any other go mode, but see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know what it could be that would really help. Except, well, Robo's Ribbon. Or
Yeah,
Grand Leon.
like Grand Leon or Hero Metal or something like that for Frog, because goodness knows where all the other go modes are, but we don't have much of a picture of that, and Phone is through that Aussie fight, gearing up for Megas.
Final Descent.
Hey, it is the Hero Metal on Desert.
Oh, Hero Metal to Grand Leon would be just like such a nice icing on the cake.
That would be. So Nate will likely go into the castle with a power advantage over Phone, but Phone is pretty well ahead at this point, just about to engage the final boss of the castle. It looks like it might be Ayla today.
Oh, that's fun. Does that mean our big attack will be non-elemental?
Yes, that means the big attack is non-elemental, and there's nothing you can do to absorb it. So tactics where you don't get hit by it in the first place are probably recommended, but Phone has got the Masamune and Black Hole combo here, so I think he's gonna be okay.
That's good.
Okay, Nate
One
heading
thing Phone
back
is
to
missing is good heals, but we do have the Lapises. Oh, sorry, Ayla went down when I said that.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, we do lack a good healing spell. We've got the lapises, but Ayla did go down.
That is really good damage on Phone's side with one party member down.
Yes, that'll double the damage to 3,000, and there we go. We are into phase 2. Nate is picking up Ayla in order to come to my castle. I promise to vacuum. As Phone is through Magus, picking up a Mega Elixir among other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said Phone got in at 38 minutes, basically?
Yeah, about 38 even.
Well, at least Nate is making the correct call to dive right in. So as good as it's gonna get, really.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not sure what Phone's levels are looking like at this point. We can take a look at that, but I know that the gear he's got has been pretty alright, so I don't know that we'll see a lot of slowing down on Phone's side.
Yeah, going right for the final town, stopping in for some shopping.
Last look at equipment. Come up here for the speed tab.
Wonder if they unlock the book secret or gonna shop.
Okay, it looks like we're going for the book.
Water, wind, fire.
Indeed. And we're gonna pick up a gold rock, but a plain one.
Aw. Do we have a... That's not the team, no.
Oh gosh, gold rock is what, Robo Marl Frog? So Phone at least does not have the team.
Nate could, but I don't think either one's gonna change from what they're doing right now.
Yeah, for sure. Alright. Nate into Magus's castle about 55-20 or so.
Yeah, 17-minute difference. Fights will go quicker, but don't know if that's gonna be enough.
Well,
there's just a lot of downtime.
Shop is just taunting us.
Oh yeah, and Chrono's basically at a Dactyl Nest.
He is at Dactyl Nest, so I don't think we'll be seeing him.
I feel like that's the main time to see rainbows is when Chrono was woefully locked away.
Alright, zipping up the stairs in Zeal Palace up here on Phone's end. I still can't see what level he is, but I think it's probably fine. But he's been menuing very quickly.
Yeah, the eyes can't keep up. We'll have another time check when Phone finishes this fight, basically, so that'll be entrance to the Ocean Palace.
Yeah. Dalton Plus will hopefully not be too bad for Phone. This is, you know, the boss that most people least like to see. but depending on your party, his counterattacks aren't always the worst thing to sit through. And especially if you have something like Drop Kick, where he'll only counter that with Iron Orb.
Yep, and a gravity attack is never too scary.
Indeed. Okay. Dalton is done. Dropped a ruby armor there too, so I'm sure that's not gonna slow Phone down at all.
And we got the most important tech, Charm.
Absolutely.
Okay, Nate on his, you said, yeah, he's on his first boss on Magus Castle.
Yeah, blasting away Dragon Tank.
Oh, so Phone got an Ocean Palace around 58 minutes?
Like 58:45-ish, I think.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see how much time Nate makes back with being a higher level through here.
Mm-hmm. And how much time Phone wants to spend grinding. Oh, a Tappan suit. That's
Yeah,
nice to
it's
see.
gonna be close. Yeah, when you're running Luca, good old dad vest.
Yeah. It's nice when Dad cares that much.
And you got the care package.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if he also can make, like, cake.
Gotta go to Fiend Village for that.
That is true. Bert and Ernie will always share their cake. I don't want to call the imps anything else. I think those are good names.
Hey, they were roommates.
They
Okay.
really were. They really were roommates.
I haven't heard them call it before, but now it's my favorite thing. They are living their best life, let me tell you. That's a beautiful island.
They have a really nice home. The weather's great.
Cool blue pyramid nearby, like, what could be better?
Yeah, lots of sightseeing. Phone is definitely doing a little grinding here. Let's see how much.
Yeah, I've been over here for a while. Can't tell how long they still do other levels.
Yeah, I've been failing to peek it. Luckily, we've got the dark matter to wipe this fight. Whereas Nate is moving on to the first gauntlet hall of Magus's castle. Generally, people will run away from all the fights here. Maybe take the last one if they're short on TP, which probably is not something he's feeling right now.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Better safe than sorry.
Phone is continuing to grind.
With go mode this early, makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. And he is still pretty comfortably in the lead. And maybe we're moving on now, so, Alright, here we go. Nate hitting the first Donkey Kong room. Just going as fast as he can.
Yeah, that's an impressive pace through there.
Mm-hmm. You can get by the rolling on the landing as long as you're walking, I think. Unfortunately, the bird caught Nate there in the second Donkey Kong room.
There goes the time save.
Happens to everyone sometimes, I'm sure. Alright, so we're gonna blow away that one, and Phone is getting towards the bottom of this long series of staircases.
Yep, there we go. Nick getting that skip in.
Nice, very nice skip on that last bird. Alright, Phone is sheltering up and then starting the elevator sequence. I am assuming that for the infamous scout fight on the elevator, we're going to be seeing Black Hole come out from Magus here. I don't know if we saw Dino Tail come out for Ayla, but we're clearly not prepped for that.
Might just be a brute force fight.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, okay, so belatedly I see what Phone is doing. He's been demanding that we buff several bosses. You know, I mean, I get it, I've been suggesting we buff those bosses too, but so he's demanding that we buff blank our series Dragon Tank, and I'm guessing that means Mud Imp for the last two.
Wait, they have 3 characters left though. Oh, we know one is R.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I think Mud Imp?
Yeah, but that said, yeah, no, I mean, I've been saying we should buff those bosses forever too, so like that's understandable. You know, I don't think that they need to be nightmares. I just think that in most cases you shouldn't be able to blow them away with one shot, which is usually what happens. So that's why.
Yeah, especially when Dragon Tank rolls into a spot that just has a one-piece boss. Its HP gets reduced pretty heavily.
Yeah. Crisis Arm -4.
Oh.
Nate comes into that Aussie fight.
Yep, and Phone is doing this fight the hard way.
Or at least the slightly harder way. Was able to black hole 4 of them and triple kick 1, cast water on the last one with Frog right there. It at least didn't take very long.
Yep,
And
very
we
respectable.
are, yep, at the bottom of the elevator.
Oh, I forgot to check the levels. I was looking at the gear.
Yeah, I didn't catch it. I was looking at Nate's screen for a sec, but I'm
Oh,
sure
level 30.
Okay. At 30, we are very comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see this being a fight or a problem at all the rest of the way.
I see suggestions in the chat to buff Gato and throw him into the boss pool, and oh man, the boxing glove counterattack. That would be awful. That would be so awful in the back of the Black Omen, you guys.
Oh my god, scaled up?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, I want to see it though, and then he should only drop 15 silver points. There he is.
Okay, we have a twin slash, whether original flavor or super, remaining to be seen, but it is original flavor like we saw before.
Oh, that'll be fun. It was going too easily so far.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, Nate is through Ozzy and into the Megas fight that we know will be with Ayla instead.
And Phone just spamming Black Hole.
Yeah, luckily the slashes have bunched over there, which is a fortunate bit of RNG, but
Yeah, that is not guaranteed to happen.
absolutely not. I mean, they could have zipped over to the other side.
Nate is putting up impressive damage numbers against their Ayla fight. Ayla Magus.
Oh, and that looks like...
There we go.
Haha, yes. Phone is through that twin fight.
No, it's also finish off one of the slashes.
Oh, okay. He just killed the one that, like, causes the animation first, and I don't know if I've ever seen it do that before, but that makes sense. However, I'm sure it won't take much more at this point.
Very resilient though, hanging in there. Do they roll their own health pools?
No, they should have the same amount each. Alright,
Okay.
now we're through. There's a gold stud.
And a gold stud, yeah. I wonder if that finds its way to Magus.
Wouldn't be shocked. We will see. And I don't think we've seen any, I mean, yeah, we haven't seen, like, magic seals, we haven't seen specs, we haven't seen, well, any of the kind of stuff you'd rather put on Magus if you had the choice. So, I mean, that might be the thing. Cheap dark matter.
You gotta love it.
Yep.
And so I'm putting amulets on the rest of the characters other than Magus. That's a smart move.
For sure. Alright, that's Phone's cutscene plays, and we are heading into the first fight with Lavos.
Yep. Nate should be through their fight pretty soon here. Yeah, this is Phone's race to lose.
Yeah,
We will see what obstacle rolled on Magus. No staff protect.
Well, we may at least. Obstacle still has a chance of missing sometimes, but we will see. I know that I've gone in, you know, crossing my fingers, but Phone actually has a decent amount of protection.
Yeah, he's not gonna get soft lock today.
Nope. Alright.
Dropkick was doing about 2k, and Dark Matter also doing about 1600, so these are going to be pretty quick Lavos one fight.
Yep, Nate is through to the second phase of the Ayla Magus, and she is done, in fact, so he's collecting that Mega Elixir, learning some techs. I'm seeing like Charm and Rock Throw, so I think that might suggest that he's ahead of Phone in text, although Phone has been skipping text so fast that I'm sure I could have missed it, but Phone is just chipping away at Lavos here. You know, these attacks aren't doing the biggest damage you've ever seen in this randomizer, but the Lavos' offensive attacks aren't doing much either, so I think Phone's just gonna hang out and be fine.
Yeah, he did look into some pretty good gear.
Yeah, the gear this seed has been incredibly generous.
And that is Lavos 1 for Phone. We're going to be entering the shell.
Yep, Nate is gonna come visit Specchio, looks like.
In a vacuum, I totally understand this play. It makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's only an hour 14. It's, you know, your odds of a really early go mode are statistically pretty low, but it can happen, and you never know where your opponent is.
Mm-hmm. At least get to see Specchio in this form. Usually in Rando, I see him, it's a frog.
Yeah, the frog or the Kilala. Sometimes you see this one. Very rarely do you see the next one, I feel like.
Right, this is the when you're level 20 to 30, I believe.
Yeah, that's the 2030.
Every 10 player level, Specchio gets an upgrade. Or
Yep.
rather downgrade, because the frog is the best.
Alright, Nate is magicked up.
And Phone is trudging through the Lavos 2 fight, our very Cell-like antagonist.
Yes, indeed. You know, Akira Toriyama knew what he liked, and I respect that. And whatever that is that I'm looking at, he loved that.
Yeah, he has a very great, very unique style, and wasn't afraid to own it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that should at least get one of the arms now. Yeah, there we go.
This fight will be a bit easier till it regenerates.
And that should do the next one. Alright, here we are into phase 2. Here comes Obstacle. Which is Lock, it looks like. But that doesn't impede Dropkick.
Oh, the new shop's selling Megalichs. I missed that earlier.
Yeah, and you have a pretty good new shop, so we'll see what Nate decides to pick up. And as always, I will advise to, you know, you get to the shop, go down to the equip screen, fix up all your stuff the way you want it so that you can just mash selling all that armor without worrying about it. You know, watch the bottom of the list when it starts to creep into accessories. That's when you want to slow down, usually.
Yeah, it was like to sell the amulet you just bought.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Try to sell first if you can.
Yep.
And,
Looks like phone is through Lavos too.
yep.
There's a brief window here to get a menu glitch in, which allows you to heal up for free right before the fight.
Yeah, we will see if phone takes that, or if he decides to do the slightly flashier move of sometimes you can skip this and then use a Mega Elixir right away. Or if you're really on it, you use the Mega Elixir right before you take that Lavos too. But yeah, we're gonna menu glitch and we're gonna use a Mega Elixir because we got like 3.
That's why you have them.
Mm-hmm.
This is the fight to use them in.
You can't take them with you. New Game Plus is very different than the randomizers, so you just gotta use them.
We have New Game Plus?
Well, we do in Lost Worlds Plus, but that's just the one category. But
Okay.
not in this category generally. Phone looks like he is taking out the center bit, which is probably the safest strategy right now. Nate into Dalton in the throne room.
Yep, he made good time. It was just phone got the go mode so much sooner and decided to stick with it.
Yeah, it's true, and you know, Nate unfortunately didn't end up way ahead in power or gear or anything from the extra stuff that he did, which is, you know, normally the advantage you'd hope to gain from that kind of thing. But basically all of the required stuff for this go mode dropped a lot of nice stuff too. So phone's gear is just as good.
Yeah, this was a very generous seed.
It really was. We've been seeing some really lean ones. This one was a lot more generous.
Yeah, looks like we're definitely gonna have an under half clear phone side.
Mm-hmm. Definitely headed in that direction. Steady damage. It's, you know, maybe a little lower than you would want for Lavos normally, but again, we're still under an hour and a half, so we are doing fine.
Yep, we still have 2 Mega Elixirs in the tank.
Yep, absolutely. You might go ahead and pop one when everyone's MP gets a bit low. Comes active life, so that center bit will come back.
You do have a tiny window to do more damage before the defenses come up, though.
Yeah, you do, and luckily, once the center bit is back up, your full screen damage becomes viable for a little bit again. If you hit left bit with anything while center bit's gone, it'll X strike you, and it usually hurts. So that's generally to be avoided, but you can definitely take advantage of this part. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just using the opportunity to pop a Mega Elixir during that window you said.
Yep. Oh, Lavos is getting slappy, but not quite slappy enough, Lavos.
Yeah, our gear is too good.
Yep. Frog Flare coming out on Nate's side.
Don't see that every day.
And Phone is just hammering away. focusing the damage, and GG.
GG's.
Definitely took advantage of the fact that after active life, the center bit takes a lot longer to get online. So it could just hammer away with those dark matters and focus the drop kick onto the right bit. So with that, Phone takes the first match of this best of 3.
Yep, GG's putting Nate on the back foot for the next 2 games, hopefully.
Yeah, this definitely will give Nate some fire. So we'll be looking forward to the next match for sure.
Trial.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Welcome
Is this
in.
thing on? Hi.
Yeah.
Is this Mr. Phone?
GG. It looks like we got a phone.
Trial.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah.
Great job. I'm proud of you for getting sword, go mode, and just going for it.
Trial.
Yeah, I feel like I had no choice there.
Yeah, certainly. We
Trial.
even now don't have a lot of information about where everything else is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Trial.
But,
So how do you feel about that race?
I feel like, the decisions I made,
Trial.
they all worked out pretty well. So, if I had lost there, I would have, he would have deserved the win for sure. I mean, I can't think of much more that could have gone better.
Trial.
yeah, no, it's true. That seed was pretty generous as far as treasure went compared to some of what we've been seeing so far in the tournament. So I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
for sure.
that was helpful.
Trial.
Am I making noise?
Maybe
Is there...
something saying
Something
tri-
keeps saying trial.
trial.
Hold on. Let me push some buttons over it.
Okay.
Trial.
It really wanted you to go to turn in the rainbow shell.
Yeah, it's telling you to keep going.
Is this working?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I saw like my voice would just open the entire time. I don't know if some weird software thing was messed up or what.
Yeah.
It's good now though.
I think we're good now.
Okay.
But yeah, any other thoughts about that? That really was a fast one.
I just hope we find more like that. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure. We got Nate still grinding at the grind spot with Flare over there. See when he feels
Must
strong
really
enough.
want those last couple attacks.
Sorry?
I was saying you must really want those last texts. I remember seeing some time looking at them.
Yeah, no, that might be for sure.
What kind of strategies he going with?
He is using Ayla and Frog and Luca right now, but swapped Luca after Magus's castle. Unlocked magic at the grind spot now. Mostly he took a couple extra checks early in the race that sadly didn't pan out to much. He did go to the future briefly, but didn't find anything there except the Protodome character. But yeah, nothing really led to anything good.
Yeah, I kind of on a whim. I was gonna go to the future. I was kind of feeling that play, but decided, I've been joking about the mountains being meta this entire time. I might as well try it and see what happens.
Mhm.
It just kind of worked out.
Yeah, no, the
Well,
mountain held
mountains
up
are
today. The mountains are nice.
Mountains were nice today, that's for sure.
Alright, Mian is offering to reveal more of the logic of this seed in chat because I know we're all wondering where the gate key was and stuff. Probably like Genodome or something, but...
I hope it's Genodome. That was going to be like
Right.
the first thing I went to.
Of course. Just skip Airstones.
Omen via Xenon, Sun Palace, and Xenodome, and Tyranno via basically everything else. Gate key was on Woe. Okay, so we were kind of close. It's on Woe, so,
So if you rushed Sun Palace and Gino, you would have had well, not faster. You still beat it pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't see any scenario where you would ever get Omen under those circumstances and like do better than the Magus Castle route this team. That's a lot of things.
Yeah, maybe if Nate had been able to go to Future very quickly and then do those specific checks, but I mean, I know the characters on either side were hurting for power for a little bit in this seed too, so, you know, Sun Palace might not have been the best choice at that point in the run.
Yeah, I could see like rushing Future. I don't know what the boss was, but if you could get there, like go straight to Genodome with the Dark Matter, you could maybe pull it off. But it's such a specific sequence of events, I don't really see it happening.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the boss was. It wasn't a very big deal though.
Yeah, I can imagine. We had a lot of ugly ones right at the start there.
Mm-hmm. Nate has moved down the stairs, got Ayla's HP, or no, Frog's HP reduced, sorry, Dean's, on the fireballs.
Yeah, gonna be using Dino Tail traps to get through the elevator.
Sounds like maybe Frog Squash, but yeah. Sounds like
yeah,
that is
sorry.
what we were set up for. You know, same deal. Finishing that room, coming into the save point. Remember not to shelter. Alright, we're gonna skip the save point. That's a good way not to shelter.
Yeah. Ruin all the work you did setting up your health.
Mm-hmm. Alright, testing Frog Splash on this first fight, and it looks like it is doing enough damage to wipe the scouts, and that's what you need to see.
Yep.
Something in here is dropping those lapises too.
Such a generous seed.
Yeah. Frog squashing that first fight and then cleaning it up with a couple auto attacks. Speed tab drop. Gosh.
If only every seed could be like this. At least in the generosity department.
Indeed. Alright, Frog Squash cleaning up the second fight very nicely. Should do the same with this one.
Look at that frog dance around.
Here we go. There's Heal and Mega Bomb.
They were at the bottom of the barrel.
Alright, nice job on that first scout skip.
Mm-hmm.
I get
Not getting the
stuck
second one, but
back
that's
on the
okay.
second one. Yeah. Got the first part at least.
So, did he do Factory for Magic or go back through after Magus?
It was after Magus. Yeah, he went to the future and I don't think did anything except pick up Robo out of Protodome and then went to go check Desert. There might have been a...
Oh, you're forgetting the 10 treasure chests he picked up too.
He did like do a lot of looting.
Oh yeah, he probably figured I would do something like that. Yeah, I tend to do that a lot.
Yeah, and no, it's true. Nate has definitely made up time here. I think he was like 17 minutes behind entering Magus's castle. I think he's definitely closing that gap. Twin slashes again.
Hopefully we'll have a easy time in this flash fight from the extra levels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you got lucky with your slash fight, they bunched up right by Magus for you.
Yeah, I'd love to say like that was intentional, but I'm more of an opportunist. If I see something funny, I just lean into it.
Yeah, I mean...
They
You're
were
not going
definitely
to tell
being
us
funny
about
there.
R&D exploits?
What exploit?
Like
Oh,
just,
RNG.
explain
yeah,
it, yeah.
I don't know anything about that, unfortunately. I just, I just kind of react to things.
One slash down, a flare, and a drop kick, and hopefully that, not quite 2 slashes down. Hitting Luca quite hard, but 3 hit points are enough. There we go. Right, back to the save point, sheltering. Last minute gear changes. We've got amulets going on, gold stud replacing the silver stud again over here. Just makes sense.
And best time to use any of your remaining tabs if you have them. But Nate is happy and marching in. One last new for the road.
Yep, so we should see some good damage coming out on Nate's side here.
And I forgot to check the levels of his team.
Yeah, quite comfortable, I think. The numbers, you know, in terms of HP, were looking pretty good. I think he's higher than Phone was, it looks like, by those numbers.
Oh yeah, I definitely did have 647 HP.
Yeah.
Sure.
Blaze kick and a leap slash.
3k damage on that. Plus 1,000, so about almost 4k per cycle. And we know they have Megaliths of Bear.
Mm-hmm. There are plenty of those. Here comes Obstacle, which we knew is Lock. Did hit both Luca and Frog, which is unfortunate, but it'll get dealt with.
Yep, not too worried. Frog is hitting a nasty crit, no tech needed.
Mm-hmm.
Never underestimate Hero Metal and a Masamune.
Alright. His HP is low, but it looks like he's going for it with another triple kick in there. A frog attack, and there we go. We are
It
safe.
was just enough. You'd love to see it.
Absolutely. He's gonna come down and use his last shelter. Love the style points of having just enough shelters.
It's like you totally planned for it.
Mm-hmm.
Dropping a silver stud on Ayla,
Okay.
I could make sense. Probably gonna do a lot of blaze kicks.
Yeah, for sure. And we know, knowing that Obstacle is Lock, you know, it does mean it can hit the whole party, but Obstacle, when Obstacle is Lock, it doesn't take anybody's ability to take Lock off of themselves away, so it's probably one of the more minor ones, and yeah, I can understand assuming that risk.
Oh, it's not even a good lock.
Not really.
Yeah, when obstacles stop, it's definitely scarier. This is just a minor inconvenience.
Yeah, you can't actually like time out and stop though. If you can somehow live that long. I'm not sure how I did that once, but it
Yeah,
does work.
it does go away eventually. Ooh, two boomerangs in the
taking
same
them out.
chapter, which you hate to see.
Mama said go to sleep.
I'm gonna do a flare, maybe to see if it can take out that left arm. That might be enough. Yeah, there we go.
He's only got 2
Perfect.
revives left, I think.
Protective seal, taking away possibly nothing from the Ayla at this point. Well, except her life. Oops. But, you know, we're handling
1
it.
revive.
We could fix that.
Mhm.
We got the good band-aids. Yeah, and one thing I love about this game is it loves to like trick you. Is like this fight, the boss is technically the middle piece, obvious, piece, and the next fight is this little guy off in the corner.
Mhm. It's definitely on purpose to trick you. Luca did get stopped by the arm, which will do that eventually. Still a pile damage on there. Meanwhile, get Luca moving again. There we go, there goes the arm. And we've seen a fire whirl, so I think we only need to do like 9,000 damage instead of 10.
Oh, only.
Yeah, no, it's true, but you know, it can make the difference.
You're right.
And here comes that Shadow Slay. Luckily not sticking poison on anyone, looks like. battle doing a pitiful 6 damage. Thanks to some A+ gear.
I'm not sure that ever does damage. I don't think I've ever died to it.
I mean, I've seen it do like a little more, but I don't die to it usually either. Alright, but that was enough. A drop kick and a flare to take away the rest of that HP from Lavos 2, and here we go into the final fight.
I got that final menu glitch on Nate's side for our last heal.
Get everyone's
Wow,
MP
heal
close to
last
full. Yeah, unfortunate.
Holy moly.
Were you missing that phone?
That would have been like the one thing I wanted out of Magic, but I had Slurp Kits anyway, so I didn't feel the need.
Yeah, you're also pretty liberal with the Mega Elixirs.
I mean, if they're
Yeah,
gonna let you be.
really. I think I had one more in the tank. I could have been a little more liberal.
You know it's gotta taste good. So yeah. Ooh.
Yeah,
Luca going down to a nasty counter.
Lavos opened with Crying Heavens there.
Yeah, last I saw, he only had one revive as well. So
Yeah, that's the last one, so
Oh.
time to stay healed up. I mean, it's perfectly doable. We got a Crying Heavens, so that's at least a decent likelihood of putting off something really nasty another turn. See if it gets slappy. That's really the thing. Yeah, here's our time warp.
There's a big heal in the middle. But it wasn't enough. Middle goes down, we can start really hitting him.
Yep, it will drop its defense in just a second.
Don't be like me and forget to wait for that has to
Yeah.
actually go down.
Did drop Luca again just now, so now we're gonna have to rely on a drop kick, I think.
That's tough. It is putting up the numbers though. Almost 3k. It's doable. It'll be a pain.
Yeah. Let's see.
is it a bad time to say that my tummy hurts?
No, this is a really good time to say your
I was
tummy hurts,
waiting
I
for
think.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you take something for that?
Continuing to put out that damage. Avoiding anybody else going down so far. Here comes another Crying Heavens. Oh, that's not good. No.
I don't know if we can do this with Frog solo.
Has anybody been counting the damage?
I was trying, but I lost track at some point.
Yeah. I mean, Frog can do about 1,000 per turn. To get a little bit down.
right, and there's the reset. That is unfortunate. Lavos does like to kill you quickly when he wants to.
Looks like we get Nate considering his life choices.
Yeah, we may be about to see. We'll see if he finishes or not. I understand it's very late, and you know,
He should know that he's lost by
here.
now, right?
Yeah, like you can see that in the race room. Yeah.
I'm not sure
It's
if he's looking at it. I haven't seen him talk since the finish.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so far we've just reset on the screen. So we will see what happens. Here we go. Okay. All right, we
Wants
are
to
back.
finish off strong at least. Mama didn't raise no quitter. There's no place to buy revives anywhere near here, so I bet we'd see a more cautious gameplay.
I think it all kind of spiraled out from Ayla getting the double boomerangs. If that doesn't happen a second time, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, better boomerang luck this time.
Don't worry about using all your revives in this fight.
I think he's got like 3 or 4 of them. Assuming, yeah, he should be safe now.
Yeah, especially, yeah. Got that heal off, got that arm down. Yeah, let me get this one from a pretty strong position. Alright, here we go into phase 2 again. Oh, everybody get hit with lock, unfortunately.
Yeah, luckily they can get out of it pretty easily.
Yep, should be able to pivot nicely. Hopefully this doesn't... of course, that hit everybody, unfortunately. The nasty thing about the poison, of course, is that it will lower the damage. As we can see there, we lost about 500 damage off that blaze kick.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, it can really take the wind out of your sails, especially like Lavos 2 is so quick. Once you get to this phase, he just goes into his thing. You have X moves before the big boom goes off. Of course, Nate is pretty strong. If he does sit through a Shadow Doom Blaze, I think he will live. But, sometimes when every bit of damage counts, it's discouraging to get everyone poisoned.
Another notable thing, when you have like a status effect, you also take more damage from attacks, so the Shadow Doom Blaze, it hits pretty hard.
Yeah, that is true too.
But he should be like done with this within like an attack, I think.
Yeah. go.
Okay, getting into that Lavos 3 fight.
Here we go. No menu glitch this time, but I'm guessing Mega Elixir will be coming out. There are certainly plenty. Opening straight with the tongue this time. Let's see what happens. Getting hit by that spell attack is often unpleasant, but it's also very random.
Does he have any status protect equipped?
I believe he took it off. I'm trying to remember. It was in favor of, oh, I think, putting another one of the studs onto Ayla, as well as Luca. 2 poison, 1 chaos. It could be worse, but you definitely want to recover fairly quickly.
Yep, doing a much better job keeping health up this fight.
Yeah, for sure. And then, I believe this next attack, if center bit is still up, is one of the ones that can't kill you. But that should, yeah, there we go, that should do it. Lava should drop its defense in just a second here. Yep, there we go. I'll try to count the blaze kicks. I think we're looking at some 6,500 damage on that right bit so far. Looking for 20,000. A great choice, as it will hit that center bit for a decent amount of damage, as well as doing damage to the right bit.
Yep.
And center bit.
Pop a lapis for safety.
Center bit still hasn't started doing anything yet. It looks like it might be about to. But when it comes back from active life, it won't just like start its time warp where it left off. It has to start a new cycle. So you have a pretty decent amount of time usually before it starts its shenanigans again. And there we go. quickly it shuts off defense again. A couple more of these cycles will do it.
Yep, should be any second now.
Boom.
There it
GG
is.
to Nate.
GG.
Nice.
Alright, Lavos has been felled after a struggle. Alright, and we will see if Nate wants to come interview here.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah, for sure. That was definitely a really interesting race. That go mode was so early. All right, welcome in, Nate. GG.
Hey, GG's.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
a wild one.
It was. I don't really remember too much of it, to be honest with you.
You've plotted it out already?
Yeah, GG's phone.
You too.
Yeah, man. Did you get Magus Castle Go mode too?
Yes, I did.
Ooh, and who was your team comp?
I had a Frog, Ayla, Magus.
Ooh, okay. So LOC team.
Yep.
I call it Buff Dragon.
I
Yeah.
respect that.
You'll both have to watch the race so because we had fun with the names on both sides, in different ways. It took us a minute to figure out what buff was for, but we did. It's in the comms. You'll hear it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. No, yeah. Yeah, that was a rough Lavos, not gonna lie, but I really liked my final team comp with Luca and Frog and oh gosh, who else? Ayla?
Ayla, I think.
Yeah.
Those were blaze kicks, right?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
late, but
Yeah, I love those blaze kicks and fire rolls too. That was
yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah. No, it's just unfortunate Lavos was picking on the same people a lot that first time.
Yeah, he's feeling trolly today, which is fine. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah. I'm curious, how early did you find your Go mode phone?
I think it was, gosh,
Pretty early,
less than
yeah.
40 minutes in.
Little over. Yeah, I was gonna say it's over half hour, less than 40.
Yeah, we were saying what did we say that phone went into Magus's castle at about 38 minutes. So that was
Whoa, wow.
several minutes after figuring it out. But it's
Ooh.
Magus's castle, so you gotta like do your things first. But yeah, around then it was early. But
That's pretty wild.
yeah.
That was... I think Robo had a part of the Max Castle Go mode, right?
No.
No? I can't remember, to be honest.
It was
Snail
Denadura
Stop,
and
yeah.
yep.
Oh, yeah. And you like to
Yep.
climb mountains.
I really don't, but I've been doing it like as a joke. Now people think I climb mountains.
Well, we clearly have to always test if the mountain meta is in play.
Dog. Yeah, because Snail Stop Danoduro. Yeah. Okay. Okay. It is what it is, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Mian, check the spoiler log. I guess Gate Keon Woe, and Sun Palace and Genodome is where the other pieces of Omen Go mode were. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so happy I climbed that mountain.
I was like a coin flip away from actually going to Genodome. So
I could see you doing that. I could.
I suppose it could have worked
Dark
out.
Matter.
Yeah, Dark Matter was pretty early on, and I did go future and found, I think it was Robo, and I don't really know if he had anything on him. I hate to say that because we just did this race, but
No,
it
I
looks like
mean,
maybe Hero Metal into Moonstone.
I think that was
Yeah,
Fire
yep.
Metal into the Moonstone, yeah.
yep. Man. But yeah, that was a pretty fun race.
Yeah, I had a great time with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, we were able to pull this one together for a late night restream.
Yeah, sorry about it being like super duper like last minute too.
It's fine. I mean, I have time. I'm free, so it was still free, and it worked out.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would have watched it anyway.
Yeah. Like if I wasn't on crew, it would just be my TV tonight. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was fun. It was.
Yeah. Thank you both, and we will look forward to the next one. Which I will paste the Discord into chat. There we go, in case anyone would like to join us. But keep your eyes on there for news about when the next match will be in the Jurassic Rhythm Cup final.
Yeah, I'll come to a thrilling conclusion, or we'll have a game 3.
Yes. Can't wait to see. Alright, does anyone have any closing thoughts?
I don't think I'm. Oh, you go, Pump.
The buff R series.
Buff R- No,
I knew it.
Buff Mud Imp.
I agree.
You quoted that thing.
I agree.
I'm not asking.
It was. Oh yeah, you're right. I did call it because we didn't see mud or imp, so that was my guess. I had to guess.
They're there.
But
They were
yeah.
definitely there.
Yeah. No, I mean, so you don't think of every character to run off, and that's fine. We had to guess, and now we know.
Yeah,
So
I tried to pick like characters that pair well together, so it always
Yeah.
worked. Like if I got Ayla, so no matter what team I ended up with, it was gonna have some kind of message.
Buff
I'm not asking for a lot, just maybe a little more help or something. I don't know.
No, I mean, I kind of agree that, well, especially with our series and Mudden. I mean, Dragon Tank too. It's just the HP is split more than is ideal, and they should like pose a challenge ever, probably.
At least 1% of the time.
At least every now and then.
Yeah.
No, I think that we probably will put some changes in after this tournament is at a close. So we can possibly look forward to that soon.
I do like updates. Those are awesome.
Updates, we love them. So yeah, everybody keep your eyes peeled for more updates to the rando and more games in this tournament.
Yeah, coming sometime in the next month. We can't quite figure out like a good time, but we're working on it.
I mean, there's no one is waiting on either of you, so I imagine it'll happen when it happens. So yeah,
I'm sure it'll be worth the wait.
Mm-hmm.
It will. I mean, hoping for a game 3. That's always fun.
Yeah.
I think we should require petting the cat for a WinCon.
If for requiring that, I'm gonna also submit that we feed the cats as well.
How
I'll play
much
some
do-
fair mini games.
Yeah.
What good is it to pet a cat if you're not responsible enough to bring have problems with that?
I see. That's
That's
true.
fair.
And we do know that Chrono has a spotty record of remembering to feed the cat himself.
He's just a little irresponsible.
Just a little.
A tiny bit.
He saved the world.
Yeah,
Whatever.
it's true.
He is
the
that cat's world, and he let the cat down.
The cat may have helped us save the world, so that's we can be glad of that. All right. Shall we say goodnight before we all get too punch drunk here?
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I bid you all fond good night.
Yes. Good night, and thank you to everyone we had in the chat. Not a bad showing for this late night race. So, and thanks to our tracker, BeautyInDiscovery. He went to bed, but he did get everything up to go mode, so we're good. And of course to Mian, our Restreamer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Appreciate the last minute late night runny.
Absolutely, yes. It was a miracle that this came together, and we do appreciate the work.
Yeah, all right. And of course, thank you to Pyrexia. Always lovely to have you as my co-com.
Likewise, and thank you, runners, for putting on a show.
Yes.
Happy to do it.
Me too.
All right. Then I think with that, I will say good night, everybody, and catch us for the next one.